This time we're joined by Arkansas State, 67-52 winners over Appalachian State. We have head coach Brian Boyer, as well as student athletes number 3, Khadijah Brown-Haywood, and number 4, Andrea Gamble. We'll start off with an opening statement from Coach Boyer. Coach?
Well, obviously very proud of this win. I've been from day one, a huge fan of Appalachian State and their talent level. Even at the start of the year, I thought they were a team that would make a run at winning this thing. And I know they had some unfortunate, had some injuries throughout the season, but a very talented team, hard to stop. Was really, really pleased in the first half with our defense. One of the biggest keys we had to do with them is take away their transition, because they can really get out and run and hurt you in transition. And in the first half, we didn't give up any transition baskets. We made them have to score in a half court, and did a really good job of that. Only gave up 23 points, and if we could have done a better job rebounding, we really could have had a great defensive half. Second half, they came out and made a really good run at us, which we knew they're capable of their scoring, but I liked my team's mentality. They didn't let it unravel, kept it in check, and we got our opportunities and made a big push midway through that second half, got down to transition. Individual player-wise, apparently the coaches and you all media know what you're talking about with all conference teams, because they got, Gamble, Jasmine, Khadijah, all conference. They go for 19, 15, and 18. So obviously you all and the coaches know what you're talking about, because those 3 played like they're all conference today.
Thank you, Coach. We'll open it up to questions for the student athletes first.
And not that I ever questioned whether you all maybe knew what you're talking about. That was not my point.
Please wait for the microphone. If you want to ask a question, just raise your hand, identify yourself with your name and media outlet for your first question.
Troy Schulte, Arkansas Democrat-Gazette. Girls, just Coach touched on your defense. I mean, I think there was a stretch in the second half where they went 8 minutes without making a basket. I mean, kind of what was it that allowed you guys to do that today, and you feel like that won you the game? Was how you guys played defense?
I think that runs are going to happen in basketball, and we all know that. And whenever we went to AState at their place, the same thing happened. And unfortunately, we came out with the loss. But whenever we got here and they started making a run, we just kind of pulled together and not let ourselves down, because obviously you got to make, you have to come together when things like that happen. So I thought that we did a really good job with that.
Roll left side there.
Red Wolf roll call. For you guys, how does it feel just to get the first one out of the way?
It's pretty nice to get the first one out of the way, because the nervousness of being in the tournament, and you try not to focus on the game after you get the first one out the way, and you get a day to kind of prepare for the next one.
Back to Troy.
Andrea, you were guarding, at least at the start, Sidnor for them. I mean, how much were you on her, and is that a tough kind of assignment? She's got a few inches on you. What were the challenges there?
She is a really good athlete. I mean, she's long, and she can play the 3 and the 4, which is really good for her. But it is a tough matchup. But I think in the first half, I got in her head a little bit when I got her in foul trouble a little bit. But second half, she came out. She did her thing in the beginning, but we made some adjustments, and we were able to contain her.
Troy again.
For either one of you, I imagine kind of what happened in this tournament last year is still a disappointment, and the goal is to at least get back to the final. Does that make this first game especially a little difficult? I mean, is it hard not to kind of look ahead and try and kind of finish what you guys didn't finish off last year, or is that something you guys have been pretty good at, you think?
I think like you said, it was kind of hard coming in after what happened last year, but we got to put last year behind us. I mean, there's nothing we can do about it now. Just got to lock in and focus on trying to succeed in every game here.
Andrea, any thoughts on that?
It is difficult, as it would be difficult for any team coming in here, especially after last year's loss. But I think as a team now, we're just all set on one game at a time, and then once we get back to the championship, then we take it from there.
Wally Jackson, roll call. Coach.
We're going to stick with the student athletes for now.
Oh, okay. Sorry.
Any other questions for the student athletes? Okay, thank you very much. Now you guys can head back to the locker room.
Very good job.
And again, watch that cord when you're stepping down. And go ahead for Coach.
Coach, in the game there, especially in the first half, you were running people in and out, keeping a lot of fresh legs out there. Was that something you had planned before the game, or you just kind of wait to see what they were giving you and then you executed your plan?
Yeah, I would not know. I would not say that was something I intentionally went into. I thought, and you know, done this enough times, I should have kind of expected it. But you know, we look like we got tired early. I think everything that goes into it, the adrenaline and all those things. So that was more just to feel, you know, just trying to rotate some players as quick as we could to give them some breaks. And you know, our rotation was pretty good today. Our bench, you know, it seemed like every time we put somebody off the bench, they gave us a little something good, and so it worked out well today.
Coach, for you, as you know, mentioning last year and the way it ended, how does it feel for you to just kind of get in here, get this one out of the way, and kind of be able to focus and move on from that?
Well, you know, and I know, and I get it. I get all the, you know, all the question, you know, last year and all that stuff, but. You know, trust me, the hours that I put into practice and film, and you know, I haven't looked. I could care less about last year. It's all about, you know, Appalachian State's a really good team, and they have my attention. You know, it's all about those. Now, with that being said, and I told the team this in there too. Whether we won the tournament last year, lost the tournament, whatever, I always think any tournament, that first one's the hardest for everybody. Just to get the feel, and you know, this morning you got a 20-minute shoot around at 8:50 a.m. and it's just. And you get here, and you know, athletes, we're all routine. We're all used to routines, and you get here, and because of the tournament, you don't get your normal warm up, so you got to adjust that, and all the, you know, everything that goes into it. It takes teams out of the routine, and so that's why I think these first games are hard. And I think moving on from here, things become more normal for a team.
On to the right.
They made a run opening the second half. I think they got it to 5, and Sidnor gets their fourth foul, goes to the bench, and I think you guys outscored them 12-5 in that period. How big was that? Was that a turning point, just to kind of turn them away a little bit?
Yeah, I don't think there's any question. I mean, she's really good. I mean, I think as we all see, I mean, she's, you know, I have Gamble who's a game changer, and you know, there's a lot of players in this league. She's one of those game changers. She's really good, and there's no question that that fourth foul changed things. So. You know, I do think this, as the players said, you know, they cut it to 5, and we've been a team all year that we've had runs and not so good runs, and sometimes we've allowed it to snowball on us. I thought we regrouped pretty good at that. We never really let it get out of control, and so I was proud of our team for that.
Coach, you know, obviously if things go the way you want, 3 games, 4 days possibly. Drea's played a lot of minutes, but in the second half you had an opportunity to be able to get to sit her somewhat more than what she said all season long. Hey, that's more than all season long, but the advantage of that, knowing what's ahead.
There's no question, and yes, those of you that have been, you know, yeah, she sat for 3 minutes, I think, in the second half. And trust me, that's an anxious 3 minutes for me. You know, it seems like only 3 minutes, but I'm on edge, and I'm ready to at any point. But you know, our players did a good job. You know, we don't normally go with that lineup of Ruffins with Brittany Gill, with Hannah very often, but I thought they did a good job. They allowed their quickness to play well defensively. I was, and I told her this, you know, I subbed Drea back in. I loved what Hannah Cadan did during that stretch when Drea was out. She just had this look of, okay, and I thought she really did a good job of kind of being the glue and holding things together. While, again, a small stretch of time, it was a very crucial stretch of time for us.
You mentioned your defense. Can you expand on that a little bit? Just kind of what did you want to take away from them? What did you think was their biggest threat?
Well, the biggest threat, again, in my opinion, is their transition. I think they can explode on you, and you go back in our home game, while we won, they still got out on transition, and certainly up at their place. You know, I'm a numbers person. Mallow, number 20. You know, she hit 5 or 6 threes against us their place, and I think 3 of them were in transition. So just taking that part of their game away, I thought, you know, making them have to play us in the half court was a really good job.
Additional question? Oh, one more.
Yeah, can you just comment on Khadijah's game, 18 and 13 for you, just kind of everything she's been able to do for you guys?
Well, again, you know, she just, you know, she just kind of takes what comes to her. You know, she's always on the same page with Gamble, you know, and ball screening and popping and, you know, and hitting some open shots. You know, they went a triangle and 2, to my knowledge, 3 possessions. And 2 of the 3 possessions, Khadijah hits a 10-foot wide open jump shot. And she did it once in the first half. and then they went to it in the second half. She hit it again. They never went back to it. You know, just having a player that can knock a shot down under that's, you know, those are those situations. If she misses those shots and then they stay in it, and all of a sudden it kind of can get to you. But I thought Khadijah was really good today.
We have time for a couple more.
One of the things, Coach, that's kind of lost in this is you guys did have to play a little bit different rotation. You didn't have Amanda Lawson.
Yeah.
Just talk about that, the effects of that.
Well, you know, the one thing you do with that is you stretch Khadijah's minutes a little bit, you know, more than probably would like. I think she did get tired, but I thought she handled it well. And, you know, we worked, you know, this is not anything that we knew this was coming with Lawson. I'm not sure if you all are aware of this, but, you know, father is very ill, had surgery Tuesday, is going to have another surgery this week. She's gone home to be with her family. So this is not anything that just came about. We were able to practice a few days using Jess at the 4. And while, you know, it's not a great situation, you know, we at least were able to get through that. I thought Jess handled it pretty well when she played those minutes in the first half.
Any further questions? Thank you very much.
Thank you.